Well, it's time to get a bath. No, I don't mean me. Even though the last time you seen me, I was wearing this same shirt. Don't worry, I did my laundry. Getting ready to go across the street, get the old girl washed up here at the old Blue Beacon. Hey guys, I decided to go ahead and I got some time to kill, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little information out there so far as expediting and how to get into it, and really what's needed in a nutshell. I mean, there's really not much to it if you think about it. I mean, obviously, if you just want to get out there and just jump right in and no fears, no worries, go out and buy your van, get some insurance, shop around for dispatchers. That's really, in a nutshell, all you need to do. But I mean, to be a little more precise about everything, you want to go out. You know, my buddy Duncan, he made a video today kind of touching on it, the same exact thing. We all kind of like to keep each other in the loop and keep as much information out there as possible to better educate people, so they're not going through the struggles and hassles that myself or folks like my brother and his driver and all, you know, many other drivers out there had to experience and go through the turmoils of you know, where not to go and dispatchers and what to listen to, what not to listen to. I mean, the list goes on and on. So basically, you know, it's kind of like Duncan said, Expedite Travels. You know, if you want to learn the business first, get yourself out there into a into a regular company where you have no responsibilities, you know, aside from driving their vehicle. You know, they're liable for everything. You know, it's their insurance, their vehicles, their freight, blah 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 blah. All you do is drive the vehicle. I mean, some of these companies, they all have different ways they run it. Some charge you for this, some charge you for that, some don't. I mean, yeah, there's many of them out there. Bolt Express, you know, you got Load One. I'm looking at a few here on my phone. Forward Air, Allstate Express. I mean, what is it? Try Hours. Yeah, Try Hours. I mean, there's just tons of them, and those are the bigger names. You know, Bolt Express, Load One, Landstar. Those are the names that you're used to hearing out here in this industry. But there are little mom and pop operations, like for example the one I'm running for, and they keep us relatively busy. I mean, we are just like anybody else. We are not exempt from sitting. We're not exempt from having bad weeks. Every company has it. I don't care where you're at. No one company is better than the other. I mean, I've heard people that come from these big companies that you know are so talked about and bragged about, and they're not doing no more than me. Sometimes they're doing a lot worse than me. I see guys jump ship all the time. You know, and I've only been in this industry a short while. I was taught all this stuff by my brother, thank God. You know, I didn't have to go through a lot of the turmoils that most people do. But yeah, I've seen personally, reading, witnessing, talking on the phone, whatever, personally seen the stuff firsthand. All these guys jumping ship to ship to ship to ship. You know, be it every 6 months, be it every couple of years. There's guys out there that work for places 4 or 5 years and they jump ship. They've been with 2 or 3 different dispatchers. People out there have been with 5 or 6 different dispatchers, thinking they're going to find a mountain of gold somewhere, when in reality, they're all the same. You have to educate yourself. What I have learned from my own perspective, you have to educate yourself. You are your most valuable asset, because if you know where to go once you deliver a load, you're setting yourself up to succeed or fail. This job is majority you. You have to learn the business. You have to learn the sweet spots. You need to pay attention to what you're doing throughout the weeks, months, and years, and keep that stuff all fresh in your mind so you know where to go. You know, it's like I say, you need to know the hot spots. You know, you go out somewhere in Tennessee, you need to know that, hey, I need to go up here to Memphis, obviously, Nashville, Knoxville. You go out there to South Carolina, you know, you want to go up there around Duncan, Greenville, and all that. Texas, you know, some people have different luck in different places, but El Paso, Laredo, some people like Dallas, some people like Houston. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could jump all over the United States, but you get the overall gist of it. And so if you go and you deliver out in the boondocks of Alabama somewhere, oh, I'm going to go down to the Walmart right down the road from this place that's out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm going to sit and wait for a load. Well, you're your own demise at that point. You just made a stupid decision by sitting out in the middle of the boondocks. You need to go, you know, to you know, Birmingham or you know, a large city somewhere else in Alabama, and better set yourself up for freight areas. So again, you are your most important asset when it comes to expediting, in my opinion. You don't want to sit there and go on what somebody else thinks or tells you, or you know, listen to your dispatcher all the time. Yes, you may want to listen to them to an extent until you know the business, but the best way is to dig. You know, go. Duncan had mentioned as well. Expedite Travels, my buddy. I call him Duncan now, but he, you know, like he had mentioned, go to expeditorsonline.com. That's a huge forum with masses and masses of information for y'all out there. Facebook is loaded with expediting information. Again, Expeditors Online, they're on Facebook. You go to these hotshot Facebook pages. You go to these expediting Facebook pages. There's expedite forums. There's tons and tons and tons of information out there. You just got to be willing to dig a little bit and do a little bit of reading. It isn't that hard, really. So yeah, I mean, you can start small and work for somebody, you know, an owner that has their own vans and their own stuff, and all you got to do basically is drive. You know, you pay a couple fees here and there. Some will charge you for insurance, some won't. Some will charge you for tracking systems, and some won't. But you can work for a company like that to get your feet wet and understand the industry, or go out and buy yourself a van. I mean, it don't have to be top of line. I mean, you know, my van, my cargo van, 2012. It's a beautiful van inside and out. Nothing wrong with it. It had like, I think, 80,000 miles when I bought the van. Runs like a champ. Knock on wood, everything's been perfect. I mean, as long as you have a reliable van and you're half-assed mechanically inclined, you know, keeping your fluids up, your tires, you know, the chassis lubed, you know, the rear end changed, you know, the fluids. I mean, it's just common sense stuff. You just got to keep an eye on everything. Go out and buy yourself a van, you know, spend anywhere from, again, like I say, it don't have to be glamorous. You can spend anywhere from, you know, 10 to 20 to 40, $50,000. It just depends on your mindset, where you want to go with this. You know, so I've seen guys out there with vans that look like they didn't pay $1,000 for. You know, I've heard through the grapevine that some companies, you know, only want 5 years and newer, but more times than none, I'm seeing some beat up vans out there, and I don't know how they get away with driving these damn things. So, like I say, it's all what you want, man. It's all what you want to do. I mean, obviously, the better you present yourself, the better you look, the more professional the vehicle and the person. And I mean, you're gonna work, man. You gotta want to work. You get out here, you don't want to lollygag around. You gotta want to work. You can't just, oh, I'm gonna do 700-800 miles, or oh, I'm gonna do 1,200-1,400 miles and go home. That's nobody wants that kind of person. You know, I'm guilty. I had that mentality a couple times when I first came into it. I still have the mentality of, man, I want to go home more than I should. But it's something that I'm working on and getting past. But I'm still working a lot. I'm still I'm still making my, my 2,000, my 2,500, my 3,000 miles a week. It varies. It fluctuates. I've had weeks where I've done 1,500 miles. It's all in the industry. It's all in you. It's all in the dispatcher. The luck of the draw. So get a van. Go out and purchase normal insurance. Do some shopping. Progressive, whoever. There's multiple truck insurance companies out there who will sign you on for regular insurance. I mean, they're a little more expensive, but they'll sign you on. And then, pending the dispatcher you find, your dispatcher more times than none will pay for the cargo insurance, and or go halves with you, and or they will deduct it out of the pay from the load that you do every week. All these companies do different things, so I can only speak of what I'm familiar with, what I've seen, and what I've heard. So you get your insurances, you buy your van, you get some plywood put down back here, your easy tracks. You got to get your van all set up, and I'll put a piece on the on this video here after I get done with y'all. I'll go back here and just real quick go over the back there so you can kind of get an idea of what you need there. But yeah, and then shop around for a dispatch. You don't have to go with what's called, the big dogs, the big names. You don't have to go with Load One. You don't have to go with Landstar. Now, there's nothing wrong with those. I'm just saying, you don't have to go with those people if you don't want to. You can shop around for mom and pop. You can shop around for the big boys. It's all in what you think you want. You just got to kind of run into them. Again, research the internet. Internet is your best friend when it comes to this stuff. Facebook. I don't know how many times I've seen on Facebook. I follow a lot of expediting Facebook pages. Tons and tons and tons of people. I need a driver for a van. I need a driver to match a team up. I need a driver for this, this box truck. I need a driver for a van. They're everywhere. You just, dispatchers, same thing. They're just hiring on drivers, owner ops. They're all over the place. So they're not hard to find. You just connect the dots and you'll get what you need. You'll get what you're looking for. Talk to people. Send private messages. People can direct you to dispatches. Yeah, so I mean that's basically it. You get your van, get your insurances, you find your dispatch, and away you go. That's it. I mean, need a smartphone, get your Google Maps, GPS if you want. I mean, there's no real rocket science to this job. I mean, get you a couple notebooks, tablets, get all your supplies with you that you're going to need. It's not, nothing major. Safety vest, safety glasses. You want to get some work boots, jeans, some winter jackets, because there are going to be times where you're going up in the cold areas. But, you kind of get a feel for how often you visit certain places and what you need. And again, if you want to get more in depth and more detailed on the finer points of things that you'll need, reach out, contact people, message them, call them, text them. People will talk to you. Hint, hint. Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to reach out, man. Don't be afraid. I mean, that's your worst enemy. You gotta want the knowledge. The knowledge is out there, and it's able to be obtained. I mean, there's tons of people out there. Crafty truckers, Expedite Travels, my brother, myself. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, there's just tons of people out there that would be more than happy to help you out and point you in the right direction. So, on that note, man, I hope I touched on everything. Van, insurances, find yourself a dispatch. Once you get your van, pending your setup, what you are interested in, you can build yourself a bunk back there. You can go to Walmart, Dick's, Cabela's. You can buy these cots that are just like bunks that fold up and you can put away and move easily. I mean, you can throw a mattress on the floor back there for all I care. That's what I did when I started off. Then my brother and I, we built this bunk, and it's awesome. I love it. You know, some people build shelving on the walls of your vans back here, so you got places to store your, you know, dirty clothes, your dry foods, you know, so on and so forth. Some people install TVs in the back of their vans, computers, laptops, whatever the case may be. You don't have to get a concealed van. Now what I mean by that is no windows or anything. It doesn't have to be all metal. I mean, that's the preferable way to go, but excuse me, if you do like, you know, myself, my brother, and his driver, you know, we got cargo vans. They have windows in them. They have windows all around the damn van. But we put the sunshade stuff back here over all the windows, and it does well. You know, we just put the shade, you know, you cut them to fit. You can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot. They come in rolls, and yeah, you just cut them to fit, stick them up in your windows. You can, like mine, I just pulled the plastic paneling off the walls and off the doors, and I put the sunshade in there and stuck my panels back up, and it holds it in there. That simple. So I got that going all the way around my van. You can't see in my van. That stays on there yearly. I never take them off. So yeah, there you have it, man. I hope that's a little bit of a help. I'd be more than happy to give you anything and everything as far as information is concerned. Just shoot me a message, leave a comment, and so I'm gonna show you all the back here, kind of, you know, the floorboard, so you can get a first-hand look at how, you know, pretty much how it's installed. And again, everybody does it different, but let me jump back here. This is I've made a couple videos showing it before and kind of going over things as far as, you know, a tour of the van and how it's all done. I mean, like I say, it's just some plywood. You know, put some plywood down, you bolt them down there. No rocket science here. You just take it up, you just put some bolts along the center of the plywood as you're coming down, and you can see these easy tracks, they got a lip that goes under the plywood right there. Put the plywood over those lips, and then you zip the easy tracks with bolts underneath the plywood. You know, you zip one here, zip one there, here, so on and so forth, all the way up. You just measure everything out. You put your easy tracks down, put your plywood on top of them, bolt them down all the way up, and that's how you hold the freight down when you got a load or something. So basically, you take the hook, your strap right here, and then there's some wherever the heck they are, I think they're up in the front of my van, but there's some clips that clip right here. And let me go up there and grab. But you got your clips there. They got this little lever right here. You just pull that lever up, shove it in there like so, and release, and that don't go nowhere. And that's how you hold your freight. You take your hook, just like so, go up and over the freight, and you basically catty corner. At least this is what I do on most of my stuff, depending on how heavy it is. I'll take this clip here, I'll put it up there on the front left, and I'll take my strap, basically catty corner like that, and strap the load down. Because most of the stuff you get isn't, you know, extremely heavy. You just need kind of a slight grip on it so it doesn't slide around or move on you or anything like that. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Don't mind the mess back here right now. It's kind of out today in my chair, working on my laptop and some videos and whatnot, so a little messy back here, but nevertheless. And these easy tracks, I got mine through Summit Racing. I'm not sure who else carries them, because this information, this knowledge was given to me. I didn't even have to ask for it. When I first started the business, my brother just told me, go to Summit Racing and get them. So I'm not sure who else sells those, but that's where I got mine. So there you have it, guys. I hope I've helped you a little bit and give you a little bit of an understanding of what you're doing, you know, what you're doing out here, what you need, and how to go about it. Again, if there's anything I can answer, any other questions, hey, don't hesitate, man. So on that note, man, don't forget to like, and if you guys haven't already, subscribe, and bring it on. Let's do this. See you. Bye.